whatever it is that's going to cause you suffering. If you see it, like last night, I had to drive out an hour away to show a house, and so it ended up they wrote the contract, but with another agent. They didn't have an agent at the time, or maybe they did. I don't know. But it didn't matter, because what happened was I met some really beautiful souls in the process. And then hopefully we'll be able to help them together, me and this agent that wrote the contract. So that's what I'm hoping for. But it could have turned out worse. It could have turned out bad, because sometimes things come, and they come to test you. They come to see where you are, if you're going to let it come in and create chaos in your life, or you're going to do something to serve someone else. If you're going to let go of your ego and let your kindness and love come out of your heart. And so that's what we try to do. We try to remember loving kindness in our heart instead of anger and frustration, right? And resentment and all these things that can create something inside of you. So then, a couple of us here shared that, I wasn't alone in the fact, but I was speaking because I want everyone to know that it happens to everybody, even those who are teaching, even my teachers. It happens, but it's how you handle it. It's are you thinking heart? Are you thinking with anger and resentment? See, the anger and resentment are going to create suffering inside of you. All right. That's the crazy thing. Like, you may be thinking or receiving something from someone else and you get angry, but when you get angry, that's in you. It's not in them. That's in you. And so that creates the suffering inside of you. Where if you let the anger go and you generate loving kindness, even at first, if you don't want to, like it took me a minute to go, wait a minute, wait, I showed that house. What? And then I had to say, well, what does it matter? Right? Let's try to help these people out. Right? Because he has cancer. He has stage 4 cancer. So in the place that they live right now, I don't think they're going to be able to survive the winter in it. So I had to say to myself, wait a minute, let's do something. Let's help them. Let's try to help them. Let's see what we can do. Instead of taking the anger inside and marinating that and creating all this stuff inside of me and suffering, I chose the other way. And that's what we need to do inside ourselves if we don't want to suffer. And it's hard because we're so used to just immediately doing the reaction that we've always done. So we just take that reaction and we go with it because that's what we're used to. But try something different. Try the new. Try, instead of the anger marinating, try to think of some way to generate loving kindness towards that person. And what will happen is that you will feel it inside your heart. And that's really what happens. And then it changes that anger into love. And it happens immediately. Like, it happened so quickly that I was like, oh, wow, that's beautiful. Like, I was speaking to the other agent and being kind, and he was being kind to me. And we were talking about the person who needed help. We weren't even talking about anything that could have created anger. We were talking about someone who needed help. And so that was a beautiful thing. And it's kind of hard to make that choice when you're right away, you haven't gotten used to going, okay, taking a step back and going, okay, what's really happening? We usually just go, right? Oh, no. But if we take that step back and we go, wait, let's see really what's happening. What is our lesson here? Because I did that. I had to step back and I had to say, wait, I'm being taught something here. What am I being taught? What is it that I need to do? Right? How can I serve? Ah. And it's not just serving other people, right? You have to serve this inside of you. And that's the hard one. It's easy to serve everybody else. That's easy to do because we're so used to doing it. That's an easy one. We can, let me do it for you. Let me help you. Here, let me and that's easy. What's hard is to do it for us. Because we're so used to not taking care of ourselves that we just automatically go into that. All of us, there's not a person, I think, alive that hasn't experienced that. So if we take a step and realize that the anger, the resentment, the frustration is going to create that in us, it's not creating that in someone else, it's doing it inside of us. So then we can take care of us. Then we can give ourselves loving kindness and be loving. Last week we talked about saying you're sorry, right? And this week I realized that in doing that, I found someone that I had hurt that I didn't know I hurt. And I was glad that I said I'm sorry because that way that person could heal too, you know. And we all need to heal. We all need to heal in this. And so this week we're learning how once we heal inside, then we're learning how to actually put that into action, right? So it's like step by step. We can't do it all at once. So don't even try to do it all at once. We're doing baby steps so that we can do it. We're laying a good foundation, right? I've said this before. I'm like, we got to put the foundation down and build our house on this solid foundation. So sometimes we missed, like a pillar underneath, and we have to go back and start again, right? Okay, let's wipe that one out. Let's lay another foundation and let's really do it solid, right? So we're kind of doing that. We're doing a new foundation for ourselves. And we're going to learn how to do it in baby steps because I feel like sometimes it's difficult if you're not doing the baby steps. It gets overwhelming and then you get lost. And I don't want anybody to get lost. I want us all to go and be able to be in this peaceful space together. We're working together all for the same thing. We're all here in this beautiful place. Like everyone that comes to this and everyone that watches is a beautiful person inside. Whether you know it or not, I'm telling you this is truth, right? You're beautiful inside. Your heart is the same as mine. So here we are. We're laying a foundation. So the first part of the foundation is to say you're sorry and ask for forgiveness, right? And then you have to do that inside yourself, to yourself. Oh, forgive yourself. My goodness, we're so hard on ourselves all the time. We bash ourselves constantly, So we have to just be loving and kind to ourselves. So there we go. We're doing that, right? That's our little baby steps, right? And then we start recognizing that the things that could take us out of that loving kindness for ourselves. That's the next step, right? We've learned how to love ourselves a little bit. And in Thailand, they say nit noi, little bit, right? So we've learned how to do it just a little bit. Now we're learning how to recognize when we're, thrown a curveball, right? We're being tested a little bit, because every time you kind of move up a level in this, learning about yourself, because really that's what we're doing. We're learning about ourselves. And so as we do that, then there's little tests that come to see how well we know ourselves, right? Do you really know yourself? Let's see. And so then if we learn to recognize those tests, it makes it easier for us. Now, we're not always going to recognize those tests, right? Sometimes we're going to go into full-blown, rage inside ourselves, right? That happens. It's okay. I'm telling you, it's okay. Because then you can forgive yourself and you can begin again. As easy as that, the second it happens, even if you choose that. It's as easy as that. Don't make it hard on yourself. It can be just as easy as, oh, I recognize I just went into rage. Let me stop and give myself some love. Just little bits like that. Don't make it hard for yourself. The harder you make it, then the less likely you are to continue, because you're judging yourself. So one of the things that I've said many, many, many times is don't judge anybody, right? Well, that includes yourself. And we tend to do that with ourselves a lot. A lot. We tend to judge ourselves hard, probably harder than anybody else, right? So we need to learn how to love ourselves and not judge ourselves. So what? We made a mistake. Who in this world do you know that has never done something that they wish they hadn't done? I don't know anybody. But those mistakes are taking you, and they're not mistakes, they're teaching, right? So you call it a mistake, but it's not really a mistake. You're going to learn something if you allow yourself to learn it. Just wait, just look at it and go, boy, I'm going to probably learn something really good out of this. I'm not sure what it is yet, but that's okay. If you speak that inside yourself, you'll probably laugh like we just did, like we all laughed, and then realize, oh, it's kind of silly for me to get angry about whatever it is I'm getting angry about. Like you'll recognize this inside yourself. But what happens is if we don't, then we get angry at ourselves, right? We get angry at the person, but then we get angry at ourselves. We don't need to do that. Just forgive yourself. Just go, oh, you know what? Oh, it's all right. You've been through this before. We're going to do it again, right? I'm going to lay the new foundation. It's okay. We're going to build a new house. It's all right. We are so hard on ourselves. Don't do that to yourself. Don't be hard on yourself, because there's no need for it. There's no love when you're being hard on yourself. And the love is what's going to fix everything. It really is. That's what fixes it. So if you're being hard on yourself, you're not giving yourself love and you're not fixing yourself. Just say to yourself, it's okay. It's all right. I'm learning something. Let me see what I'm going to learn today. Like I learned yesterday from that little thing, right? I mean, it came into today. I went, and I had an agent that didn't show up, forgot to cancel the appointment. I love you, girl. It's all right. If you ever watch this, I'm going to say it's all right. And when I text her, she had completely forgotten, right? Because she had written a contract the night before, so she forgot. There's no reason to get angry about that. Who in this lifetime hasn't forgot about something, right? Nobody. There's nobody on this earth that hasn't gone, oh, I forgot, right? Why be angry with somebody over that, right? She even offered to pay for my gas. So I'm like, no. It's okay, because we all have done it at some point in time in our life. have mercy on those who are doing the same thing you've done before, right? But also have mercy on yourself. See, when you have mercy on those who are doing the same thing you've done, you are having mercy on yourself. See how that works? Sounds funny, but it's true. When you have mercy on someone else, you're actually having mercy on yourself because you're not getting angry. You're not having the resentment. And you can bring yourself into this peaceful space of loving kindness, which is where we all need to live. If we live in that, we wouldn't have the chaos that happens almost daily in this world, especially here lately, right? We can do this. And it's really, honestly, it's very beautiful when you do it. It's not, we fight it. We fight it because we're so used to the other. There's not a person that I have met, that I have taught, that hasn't fought it inside themselves. Not one. Because we're used to it. So we go to what we're used to. We go to the chaos, the suffering, because that's our comfort zone, right? It's comfortable there. Whenever we start to get to a place of complete peace where we don't have any suffering, oh, we got to suffer. We take ourselves in there. And this really happens. We take ourselves there because that's what we're used to. We're not used to this peaceful space. But trust me, you'll get used to it. It's a beautiful place to be. And then you'll want to bring everybody with you. But then there's some people who are like, no, not today. I'm not coming with you today, right? So you have to be patient with those people, because you see the goodness in them. Because you've already done it, right? You've gotten through the hard part of the fight that you've been through, and you come into this peaceful space and you're like, oh, come on, come here. You got to feel this peace. And they're like, girl, I like it right here. Right? And you're like, but you don't understand. You're in chaos there. And they're like, no, I'm not. Okay. And inside of us, we're saying, but you are. We can see it. But they can't see it yet. They can't see it yet. So we have to be patient with those who cannot see it. Because we were once that. Right? We have to remember we were that one time. That's how we got here. Sounds funny. That's how we got to be in peace, because we had the suffering. We wouldn't know what peace is if we didn't have the suffering, right? So that's how we got to peace, is we had to go through the suffering, and now we know what peace is, and here we are, right? Sometimes we stay in the peace, and sometimes we go back to the suffering. It's okay. And we come back to the peace again. It's a journey, right? It's a journey, but it becomes this magical thing that once you get through this space, for lack of a better word, this space of suffering and going back and forth, once you actually get over that hump and you get to this place where you can see things as they really are. Like I could see that I was being taught, because I met this person who had cancer and is really very sick and has a family, and his father just died last week, and there was a lot of things going on with them. Yeah, a lot of suffering, right? But they're helping people. That's amazing, right? But then I got thrown a curveball, right? Oh, you're going to write the contract. No, you're not. Somebody else wrote that contract for you, right? That's okay. Because I needed to talk to this agent. We needed to work together. Because that gave me an opportunity to give some loving kindness, and for him to receive, and for him to give and me to receive. Right? It goes back and forth. Because when you give loving kindness, it comes back. People who feel it, they give it back, right? And then it's like everybody's having a little bit of loving kindness together. It's really very, very beautiful, but we get caught up in thinking about the suffering and thinking about the stuff that really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Let it go. Let it be. What does it matter? Who cares? Right? Who really cares? Because it doesn't matter. Like in my instance, who cares who wrote the contract? If these people get a house and they're warm during the winter, that's a beautiful thing. Who cares, right? Everybody gets paid. I get some, he gets some. They get a house. What a beautiful thing. What more could you ask for? See? Instead of being angry, see, if I had gotten angry, it would have blown everything up, and then everybody would have suffered, including myself. So you get to a point where you can see that before it actually all happens, right? Like I saw that. I took a step. I took a breath. See, the key is breathe. Take a breath. Let it come in. And then go, okay, what's really happening? What am I supposed to learn? This is a learning experience. If it's something that's creating a little chaos, it's a learning experience. Pay attention. You're going to get taught well. And you may feel like it's a suffering at first, but it doesn't have to stay in the suffering. You can get right out of it just like that. And then you can actually see, oh, this is beautiful. This is what's really happening. Okay. Yeah. There's more that's going to happen, and I can already see it, right? I can already see it because I open my mind and my heart. There's more people involved and more people that are going to learn, and that's the way it works. If we allow it to. If we don't allow it to, it's going to come back and do it again. It just does. Have you ever noticed? Oh, that happened again? Why has that happened to me again? How many times have I heard that, right? Why? This happened again. Why does it happen to me again? Because you didn't learn the first time. So you need to be taught again until you get it, right? It's okay. It's okay that you didn't get it last time because you're going to get taught really well this time. It's all right. Trust me, But the beautiful thing is that when you come out, you can see it, and then your heart is open, and you're able to really have some beautiful experiences with people, within not necessarily just people. It can be animals, that can be all kinds of things that can happen when your heart is open, because animals are, they know when somebody's kind. If you're around an animal and it don't want to be around you, like a dog or, oh, they see something. You better clean your heart out because they're seeing it. So if you allow yourself to have this loving kindness, you can experience some beautiful things. And this is truth. I mean, I can tell you that it's true because I experience it on a daily basis. Every day of my life, I am so fortunate to have some loving kindness in my heart and be able to share it. And then be able to see how that helps someone else. And it wasn't always like that in my lifetime. In my lifetime, I was a wild child, so I've had a lot of crazy experiences, done a lot of things that created suffering in my life, a lot of things. So then you go through that because it's your teacher. right? We go through all these things in our life because we're being taught. It is our teacher. So recognize your teacher. It's beautiful when you do, because then you're not suffering in it. You only suffer in it when you don't realize, oh, this is going to teach me something beautiful. And I mean beautiful. I'm not kidding. It's an amazing, amazing journey that we all are on. And those that recognize that it's a journey that we're on, or an adventure, it's really the greatest adventure that you will ever be on once you learn to love yourself. So I'm going to say that daily we need to tell ourselves that we love ourselves daily, because you're saying it inside of you, but you're saying it to other people. Like, as you say it to yourself, then you have the ability to be able to say it to someone else. If you don't love yourself, it's very difficult to truly love someone else if you don't love yourself. Because we generally project what we're feeling inside. So as we go through life and we get, frustrated with someone, it's usually something inside of us that we are frustrated with. And then we're like, well, why are they doing that? Who? Point the finger inside and look inside of you. And I'm not saying point the finger and get aggravated with yourself. I'm saying open your heart and see what it is that's bothering you in there. There's something inside that you haven't let go of inside your heart. Once you let go of it and you forgive yourself, the beauty starts. There's some amazing things that happen. And then you can forgive others. See, we tend to hold grudges when we're not forgiving ourselves. We tend to like, oh, they did that, But if we actually look inside, it's something that we've done to ourselves and we haven't forgiven ourselves for, or we've done and we feel like it may not even be that we've done it to ourselves. It may be something that we did that we feel bad about, and then we're blaming ourselves for this thing that we've done that, and I always tell this story about this lady who, when I was like, I think I was about 13 years old, I went to stay with her in Utah. And she still is a beautiful soul. And she took care of a lot of kids, opened her home to a lot of kids. But when I was 13, I was a little spitfire, to say the least. And I don't know exactly what I said to her, but I had lived with her for a while, and I'm not sure exactly what I said, but evidently she smacked me, okay? But I didn't remember her smacking me, right? So 20 years went by, 30 years went by. I hadn't seen her, right? So I realized that she was living about 20 minutes away from me about, I don't know, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. So I go to see her. Now, I am 56 years old, so at that time I was 53. So 13 away from 53 is 40 years, right? So she carried this inside of her for 40 years. She felt guilty for smacking me for something I did not even remember. I tell you, I didn't. When she said, I'm sorry, I'm glad you came to see me. I want to tell you, I'm sorry and I said, for what? What in the world would you have to be sorry for? And she goes, for smacking you. And I said, you smacked me? Like, I laughed because I was like, you smacked me? And she said, yes. And I said, I don't even remember you. The only thing I remember is your loving kindness. This is what I said to her. I said, you opened your home to all these children. I never remember you. I said, are you sure you hit me? She goes, yes, I am, because I remember what you said at the time. And what I said to her, because I was a smart butt, was, oh, that's all you got? I've had worse every day, And so, but I didn't realize what I was saying. I was just being, you know, haha, but it affected her for 40 years until she apologized to me, which is why last week, I said on here, I wanted to apologize for anyone that I had hurt. Because you can go through life and not even know that you hurt someone. Or you can go through life and feel like you've hurt someone and them not even know, right? This is what we do to ourselves, right? This is the torture that we put ourselves through. And we don't have to. We don't have to. I appreciate the fact that she felt like she needed to apologize, right? But she carried that for 40 years. Oh my goodness. Forgive yourself already. We don't need to carry something for 40 years. We don't need to carry something for 5 minutes. Really. Because if you did something, then you need to say you're sorry and forgive yourself and be done with it. Because carrying it doesn't do anything but destroy your soul, your heart, your loving kindness. It takes that away inside of you. And then you have that going on inside and you can't forgive. You can't forgive. Forgive yourself already. Forgive yourself already. It's okay, whatever it is. We've all done something. Everybody in this world has done something where we feel like we need to get forgiveness. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. Because you have tortured yourself for a very long time. All of us have been through this at some point in time. I did it, but I chose to say, I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, and I love you. Why? So I could let it go. Let it go, let it be. Feel the love in your heart because it's there. If you're feeling guilty, you have love in your heart. See? But it's a tricky little thing there because it's like telling you that you're not good enough or that you've done bad. But if you just turn it and say, oh, I am good enough. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And I love you. Inside of your heart, say that to yourself. We say it all the time. We say it to other people constantly. Oh, I'm sorry. We say it to people we don't even know. Right? We go into somewhere and we might get a little close to somebody or bump into somebody. Oh, I'm sorry. Right? We don't even know them. We're saying we're sorry. Right? You know yourself, or you're growing to know yourself. You probably don't know yourself too well right now, but you're growing to know yourself. So apologize to yourself, forgive yourself, and give yourself love. And I cannot tell you how important, truly important this is. This is like one of the most important things you can ever do for yourself in your lifetime because it changes things in your life. You know how you feel when you're angry and you're resentful, but do you know how you feel when you have pure love in your heart? Ah, now that's gold. When you can feel this pure love of just loving kindness, right? You have to be patient with yourself because you have been doing the complete opposite your entire life. So we're going to start by, giving ourselves love, but being patient. Don't get on yourself when you think you made a mistake. You're teaching, you're learning, right? That mistake is a learning experience. It's not a mistake. This is your university. You're in school right now. You're learning. We're all learning. Don't worry about it. Don't give yourself a hard time over things that you don't need to. There's nothing in this world you need to give yourself a hard time about. I'm speaking truth. Forgive yourself. Love yourself. So tonight we're going to do a meditation on loving kindness. Imagine that. Which we have done quite often. So, and my battery is like dying on my phone. Does anybody have? So I'm going to play the metta, which is loving kindness. Sure. And Kathy just asked me if I wanted her to bring it up. So what I've discovered, everyone that is here, those that are online already know this, is that with this computer, when it's turned this way and you all speak, they can't hear a thing. Nothing. They can't hear anything unless you come around and speak directly to the computer. So, Kathy's her phone is giving her a challenge. So, yeah, no, we're not Anna said this one's an hour and 25 minutes. We're not gonna do that long. We're gonna do one that's like nine minutes. And I'll show you which one I think so. Does it say 9 minutes? Okay. All right, so we're going to do one that's 9 minutes. So I'm going to say again that if you don't feel like you can sit for that long, it's okay to move. It's okay to adjust. It's okay if you want to lay down, lay down. If you want to sit up, sit up. Get comfortable. And just, I want you to practice breathing from your stomach. So you're going to, when you inhale, your stomach will come out. And when you exhale, your stomach will come in. So that's the proper way to breathe. So when you breathe, you go in through your nose, out through your nose. And your stomach will go, when you breathe in, it'll come out. When you breathe out, it'll come in. So that's how we're going to do. And then you're going to sit. If you have a problem with your eyes closed, like if your mind starts to go wander, or if things start like you get aggravated, I don't want you to be in that space. So it's okay to open your eyes and you can focus on something. Like you could just focus on, I don't know, it could be that thing in the corner over there or whatever. You can just focus on an object. And so you can do that with your eyes open. If you cannot sit still, it's okay. You can move. So don't put a limit on yourself, because this is practice. We're practicing at having calm inside of us. So we're going to take a deep breath in and we're going to let it out. Kathy's phone went on lock. So we're going to take a deep breath in and let it out. Another deep breath in and let it out. And one more time, deep breath in, let it out. Now we're going to just bring in loving kindness. Just let it come from the top of your head, go down. Let it go through your mind, through your eyes, down into your throat, down into your chest, into your heart, into your stomach. Let it flow down your arms and your legs. Breathing in and out. You're going to allow this loving kindness just to flow through every cell of your body. Feel the love in your heart. Let it flow through your body. Let it go out your feet. You're letting go of anything that does not serve you. Anger, resentment, frustration. If you've been driving in traffic today, this is your opportunity to let that go. We're going to just breathe in, letting go of anything that does not serve us, and letting this loving kindness come into our hearts. Breathing in, breathing out. Feel the love coming to your heart. If you need to move, it's okay. Breathe in and out. Following the love through the crown of your head, down through your eyes, through your mouth, through your throat. Let it flow through every cell in your body. Loving kindness. Breathing it in, letting go of anything that does not serve you. Breathing in and out. Find the peace in your heart. Find the forgiveness. Let yourself let go of anything that you've been holding on to. Let it flow out through your feet. As you breathe in this breath of life, let it fill your heart with loving kindness. Fill every cell of your body. Set yourself free from the anger and frustration. Breathing in and out. Loving kindness. Breathing in loving kindness. Breathing out anything that does not serve you. Allow yourself to be free in this peaceful space. Breathe in loving kindness. Breathe out anything that does not serve you. Breathe in forgiveness. Breathe out resentment. Breathe in love. Breathe out anything that does not serve you. Breathing in and out. Allowing yourself to feel the breath coming in. Follow it down. Let it fill your soul. Breathing in loving kindness. Breathing out anything that does not serve you. Forgive yourself in this moment in time. Set yourself free from the frustration. Bring love in your heart. See the love in your heart. Breathing in loving kindness. Breathing out anything that does not serve you. Breathing in loving kindness. Let it flow through all the cells of your body. Replace anything that has been bothering you with just pure love inside your heart. Let it fill your soul. Breathe in loving kindness. Breathe out anything that is not loving kindness. Fill the cells of your body, every cell, with this breath of loving kindness. Let it flow through you. Now take a breath in, and let it out. Another breath in, let it out. And one more time in, let it out. Now wiggle your toes and your fingers and bring yourself back. And allow yourself to be here in this present moment. Wasn't that beautiful? Letting yourself be in quiet moments of peace. Isn't that lovely? So next week we will be at the beach. We're going to have a retreat. So we're going to try to go live at the beach. I don't know if we're going to have any service, but if we can, we will. And we're going to we do this about once or twice a year. We go on a retreat where we get to experience some new things and bring ourselves to a whole new place in our life. And it's a beautiful journey. Usually we all have beautiful experiences and get to come back fresh And so next week, that's what we'll be doing the whole week. So we'll be gone Sunday through, we come back, I think, on Friday or Thursday night, something like that. So both classes will be held at the beach. If I possibly can hold them at the beach, that's I will be online. So don't come to the office if you are planning on coming to my office. We won't be here. So if you want to join us at the beach, text me. You can come down to the beach. So hopefully everyone will gain something from tonight, and every time we meet is my hope. I hope that everyone can find the love inside their heart for themselves first, and then for others, and be patient. It's hard to be patient sometimes, but be patient with yourself and others, because we're all going through this journey together, and it works better if we're patient and we're kind to each other. So try to remember that, and I hope to see everyone next week, online or in person. So be kind and loving. I love all of you.